Okay, no bad acting, no skits, and no bad voiceovers. Plain old truth. Unless you're gay, we have all had a crush on Rogue at some point. If you haven't, then hand in your man card and your geek card, because you need to get out of this review. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero. Boy, here's a brand new review. This time the Marvel Universe Uncanny X-Men 4-pack. Technically 3-pack. Now, this is probably the most demanded review I've ever had, because a lot of people have been asking me to review this. And it has Rogue in it. How could I not pick up this set as a huge X-Men fan? So, yeah, now, what's kind of cool about this review is this will be broken up into 2 parts. And since I really want to build up views, I'm going to talk about Rogue in a different video. Yeah, didn't see that coming. Anyway, so quick look at the packaging. Yeah, I'm kind of a jerk for doing that, but whatever. So here we have the packaging. It's really nice. It's just the normal multiple package with the Uncanny X-Men logo. Very nice artwork of all of the characters on the side, which I really do like the artwork. On the back we have some other of the sets, such as the Inhuman set, along with pictures of the figures and a bio. Longshot was raised on Mojo's world as a slave to the buzzard species. Ones that they're... Okay, why do comic books have to make the world so impronounceable? Anyway, so he has seen much in his struggle world of his birth, but near anything like the X-Men. Trapped on the force to star Mojo's Life hit show, the X-Men remain defeating. With Longshot helping, they just might escape from Mojo's clutches and free the enslaved planet. Pretty cool. Now, Longshot's a character I knew nothing about, but thanks to a commenter who actually told me a lot about the guy, his username's right here, I do like the guy. And I probably keep him on my X-Men shelf. So, yeah, I do like the guy. Now, packaging is just really nice. I do like the artwork on the front, and it's just a good box set. And it does say what you get. You get Rogue, Longshot, X-Baby Cyclops, and Wolverine. So I'll put that to the side. We can now talk about the 2 figures that will be talked about in this review: Wolverine and Baby Cyclops. Baby Cyclops is kind of interesting. Now, I wish I could follow as many X-Men comics as I would want to, so I don't know anything about Baby Cyclops. And from what I understand, they were going to release a box set that came with all of these with all the baby X-Men. Okay, it's kind of cool. It is impossible for it to stand by itself. It just will fall. But I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. Here he is next to a normal Cyclops figure. I know this isn't the costume it's based on, but there you go. Goes up to his knee. And I can easily say it's kind of nice. It has some nice detailing. Nothing too spectacular. Just a quick little look right there. I like how they actually put the X-Men logo on the belt. And they didn't do that with Wolverine. That humors me. Now, Wolverine, nothing too spectacular on Wolverine's end. I mean, it's a nice mold, but we've seen this mold so many times before. I mean, this is just a really, really overused mold. But it's a good mold. Now, people who collect Marvel Universe figures probably have like 50 of these, because this figure has been released so many times. But luckily, I don't have exactly this figure. I have the X-Men Origins Wolverine Brown Suit Edition, and that one was a much darker color, while this one's a more lighter color. So I don't mind actually getting this figure, and I do like the paint on him. Now, one thing I want to point out is that on the back of the packaging, his head kind of looks like Batman. Kind of looks like Batman, and I find that amusing. Luckily, they didn't do that with the actual figure. So, detailing on him is pretty nice. He has the brown and mustardy yellow suit, which looks really nice on him. One detail that amuses me is he has a ridiculous amount of arm hair on him, and I find that so funny. I can't believe they actually painted that on the figure. Now, the claws are very nice. They are slightly separated towards the top, and I kind of wish they actually did it with the whole thing, but that may make it prone to warpage and breakage, so I do understand. But the claws are very nice. They have the very nice silver paint, along with on the knuckles. which I did not expect, so it turned out very nice. Now, articulation on Wolverine is pretty nice. We have a ball-jointed head, which just looks left and right. It's too tight to allow for up and down movement. In fact, it just may be a simple swivel. But he has a cut and swivel arms, which allow for good upwards and forward motion, along with a elbow rotation. He also has a wrist swivel. He has a ball-jointed torso, which is a little tight. The Iron Man 2 hip joint system, which I am a huge fan of that. Seriously, that toy line is just awesome. And this hip joint system allows for some really good articulation. If you know how to use it, you could get some really nice articulation, a lot more articulation than ball joints. But he does have double joint knees, which are pretty tight on most figures, so be careful of that. And also the other thing is that the hip joint on mine is pretty loose, which is unfortunate. But he has an ankle rotation, and he could move it, but it's just the way it's sculpted, it can't. Also worth mentioning is that for some reason his hand is molded like he's holding a gun. I don't know why. But yeah. So comparison time, I guess. So here is Wolverine next to this is the Wolverine that was released in the X-Men 4-pack they released a while ago. It was actually a 5-pack, X-Men 5-pack, and they are basically the same figure. All they did was they got rid of the shoulder pads, and the black lines here on the chest were actually slightly kind of molded, so they just sand that down. And I think they tweaked the boots by making them a little more pronounced on the side. You can see the difference right there. And then they changed the articulation. But it's still a phenomenal figure, and I do really like the Wolverine figures. I mean, it's the same mold, but they just look and they're just gorgeous figures. So, yes, in comparison, he does fit well with the other Wolverines. And then here's Wolverine next to Cyclops. And, yeah, Wolverine's a short dude, but Cyclops and him do fit very well in scale. Here he is next to Beast, and Beast just towers over Wolverine. By the way, if you haven't seen my Beast review, I highly recommend go seeing it. And then here he is next to Nightcrawler. And Nightcrawler is perhaps my second favorite X-Men of all time. So he fits well in scale. In fact, I think Nightcrawler should be just a little bit smaller, but it fits well enough. I like the scaling on these figures, and let me tell you something. This Wolverine looks really good on an X-Men shelf. If you're a fan of the brown costume, I definitely recommend getting this pack for this Wolverine, because I think this is the nicest one we've gotten. Plus, you get some X-Men figures. I mean, you get Longshot and Rogue. How can you go wrong? So yes, there is Wolverine, and I'll just do a quick pose while I get my final thoughts out. This set, just for these figures, I would say it's worth it, because you get a incredibly nice Wolverine. I mean, seriously, this mold is just it's not one of a kind, because we've seen this so many times, but it's just such a good mold. I mean, it's no point in breaking what's not broken. So you get a really nice figure, really nice Wolverine figure, and if you're a huge fan of the brown costume, then this is definitely one you want to pick up, because this is probably the nicest Wolverine figure in the brown costume we've gotten. And if you're a fan of the baby X-Men, then you got a cool little Cyclops. I'm sorry, I just don't know much about that. But yeah, so you get some cool figures, and stay tuned for the next review, which will feature a review of Longshot and of the Southern Belle Goddess Rogue. Till then, adios.